This year we have 5 catalogues, which I think is a record even for the banknote department at Spinks. We've got an African sale, which is a very popular area to collect at the moment. Beautiful notes in lovely condition. An uncirculated collection, which is what it says on the tin. They're very nice looking banknotes. A Queen Elizabeth collection. Again, Queen Elizabeth, oddly, is more popular than George VI in many ways. A very large world sale and an English sale. And Andy and Monica and Thomasina have been working incredibly hard, and not very pleased with me probably from going from 1 sale to 5 sales. However, Monica has been tracking down a few notes herself. I'll let Monica introduce one particularly good note she found.
This, we were in great competition to get this little beauty. It's a Mahon £500 note. Given that it's 1925, can you imagine what that is worth now in terms of face value? However, we've got a lovely estimate of £22,000 to £25,000 on this. Absolutely stunning.
Which, if you think, it probably would have bought 3 houses in Streatham at that time, which are now worth about 3 million. But
detached houses
yeah,
as well.
we're probably best not to think about it from that point of view.
But this is an absolute stunner. Certainly one of the stars of the UK section.
And Andy had a rather nice book that he called me about when I was on a station platform once, so guess what we've got? He was going to tell me when I came into the office, but he said he couldn't resist it. Yeah. Tell us about that one.
Well, this is a Waterlow and Sons specimen book. It's not got the specimens in anymore because we sadly had to take them out. But the Waterlow and Sons archive was allegedly destroyed in the Blitz, so specimens of any Waterlow notes are incredibly rare. So there's a couple of the notes that came out of it. You never know what you're going to find in these books. So as I looked through, I got more and more excited.
Very sad, but true.
Very sad, but
we need to get
true
on.
nonetheless. So there's, for example, 2 magnificent notes, the 500 and the 1000 Switzerland notes from 1917 and 1914. They've got superb examples of engraving on the back of the Waterlow are so famed for. There's a whole series of South African standard banknotes. I mean, these are often found in these books, but they're also fantastic examples. But the one that everyone hopes to find, a Zanzibar government 20 rupee colour trial. This is sort of the holy grail of world banknote collecting, and it's got a very attractive estimate of 20 to 25,000, and we expect it may well go higher than that. It's a fantastic note.
Indeed it is, yes. And in the world sale, a few more general items I've picked out as a special interest. A modern note. It's amazing the prices on modern notes nowadays. 1966, Qatar and Dubai. Qatar and Dubai didn't issue many banknotes, very small country. And if you can get them in nice condition, they're incredibly popular. And they're all being bought by people generally who live in the Gulf, and they're taking them back home, so to speak. And there's a 1966 banknote with an estimate of about £30,000, which, if you think about it, is a lot of money for a modern piece of paper, but these things are incredibly difficult to get in good condition. Another £500 note. It never rains, but it pours. This is a Pepiat 500 Leeds. Pepiat Leeds 500 notes, for some odd reason, there are none known in private hands. Well, there are now, because I'm actually holding one. But in the standard book on English paper money, they're down as not recorded. So an incredible rarity, turned up out of the blue, as do most of the best notes in the world, from sources you'd never imagine. This is going to the auction again. We've estimated this, I think, very conservatively at about £15,000 to £18,000. I'd say I'd almost eat my hat if it didn't go for more, but it's a very unwise thing to do. But that really is a great rarity. I think possibly the most exciting things in the sale, again found by accident, are a series of notes from the Central Bank of the United Arab Republic. There are no banknotes from the United Arab Republic. They never issued banknotes. These notes were issued in 1959 at a time when obviously things were happening in that part of the world, and this was a proposed alliance between Egypt and Syria. And interestingly, they look exactly like the Egyptian notes of the period, but they are denominated in dinars. Egypt never made a dinar banknote, and yet here we have proper printed specimens which go to show that the printers, at some stage, instructions must have come down from the United Arab Republic, Egypt and Syria, to actually make banknotes. So they went a long way down the road to producing something. Then obviously things changed politically and it never happened. It also could have been, of course, in Egypt that somebody looked at that and thought, dinars, are we going to have an Egyptian currency in dinars? And someone probably said, not a very good idea. So they went back to the pound and the piastre. But incredible rarities, in fact so rare that people in Egypt are talking about them. They all think they're fakes, because no one in Egypt, including the government and the central bank, have any idea these things were ever made. But I can assure you they're not fakes. We know where they've come from, and they are the real McCoy, and absolutely unique items. So these should attract a lot of interest from people who collect Middle East, people who collect Egypt, people who collect Syria, etc., etc. So really, I think in the auction we've got about 3,500 lots or so.
Together, of course, the time,
we should know. We've taken months to catalogue it. So if people don't bid, we're going to be very cross about things, indeed. But it's going to be a fantastic auction, and I think the banknote market, if we think when we started, I think we were allowed to have about 12 banknotes at the end of a coin sale, and that was only very much under sufferance, because they were treated as Mickey Mouse by the established coin business. Now we have 5 banknote sales in April, which I'm quite pleased about, really. So I think...
not that you're smug or anything.
Not that I'm smug in the slightest, no, but at least I'm earning my salary, some would say, anyway. So enjoy the sales, and as I say, a lot of hard work's gone into it from the team, so hopefully it's all worthwhile. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.